everybody. I'm here with the beautiful Mr. Joe Loya once again, and he's about to kick off his event, his author mixer. So I'm gonna let him tell us a little bit about what inspired him to get this event going, and what it's done for you ever since you started this journey.
Awesome. Thank you, Alonso. Yes, welcome everybody. Yes, we're getting started. We're getting ready to kick off our little authors mixer, and it came about because obviously I'm a published author. I co-authored in 2 books, and then my girlfriend's co-worker, Miss Victoria, she is a published author as well, and so the Holy Spirit spoke to us and gave us the head nod, the notion to do this event. And so basically what I did is I collaborated with several local authors. You all know, if you follow me on social media, you know that I love El Paso. I love our city. And so just the fact that, that we have some amazing people here in El Paso. And so I reached out to several of them and I asked them if they wanted to be a part of this. Of course, they said yes. So we got 8 authors together and under one roof here at Oak Antler, here on 317 East Mills, and we're just gonna collaborate. And then not only that, but the cherry on top of today's event is going to be a guest speaker, which is my coach, Mr. Daniel Gomez. He flew in all the way from San Antonio, Texas, to deliver a powerful message to us. And it's just gonna be an amazing day, an amazing event. Can't wait.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Joe Loya, and I just want to take a quick moment just to welcome you and thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming and attending this event. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're gonna get started here, and I am just going to ask you to just give us the attention for a few minutes. I'm gonna introduce our authors and give them the floor for a couple minutes, and then after that, we're gonna hear from Mr. Daniel Gomez. So again, thank you so much for attending and for joining us. After this, we'll continue to mix, to network and mingle, of course. But thank you again. First and foremost, let me introduce Mr. Charles Smith.
How's everybody doing on this great evening? Great! Oh, y'all can do better than that. So I just want to give a major shout out to Miss Arlette and Joe for this amazing event. So once again, my name is Charles Smith, and I'm a transformational speaker. I don't like to do the motivation, but the transformational part. My message is entitled, Reboot the Way You Think. Now, I often tell people when it comes to rebooting, it's just like a phone. If something was supposed to happen to your phone right now, you're going to do one or two things. You're either going to turn it off and turn it back on for 10 seconds, right? Or you're going to call tech support. But I often say, when it comes to you, rebooting the way you think, pushing those mental buttons, wherever you are, in a dark place, under duress, whatever the case may be, why is it so hard for us to push those buttons? And most would say, I don't know which buttons to push, right? So I'm gonna help you out. It's gonna be as easy as 1, 2, 3, but I need crowd participation. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, will you, and you're gonna just say, push the button, okay? Push the button. So we're gonna do some practice. Will you?
Push the button.
Will you?
Push the button.
I like it. So check this out. Y'all ready? Will you?
Push the button.
On your untapped potential. Will you?
Push the button.
On the goals you never touch. Will you?
Push the button.
On the dreams that you have set on. Will you push the button? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to rebooting the way you think, it's more than a mindset shift. It's getting to the understanding that, you know what? I really need to change the way I think. And somebody say, I'm going to start that today.
I'm going to start that today.
Say, I'm going to start that today.
I'm going to start that today.
So I thank you guys. My only question to you is, will you push the button? And I would like you guys to check me out whenever you guys got time on my newest release, Hello, It's Me Again. Again, thank you all for the opportunity.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Miss Ginny Riddle.
Hello, El Paso. Thank you for coming, guys. We really appreciate this. I want to thank Joe and Arlette for putting this event together. And this is going to be the first of many. My name is Jeannie Riddle. I'm the owner of Jeannie Riddle Makeup Studio and Academy. And now, title, I have an author, I have a book. And the title to my book is Prayers on the Go, Involving God on Your Busy Day. So let's face it, all of us, we need prayer, we need guidance, right? And sometimes we're just too busy and we forget to pray. So God put in my heart to write a small book, which is right here, and it's available in Amazon, in English and in Spanish. And in Spanish is Oraciones para llevar, involucrando a Dios en tu día ocupado, okay? So this book, guys, God put it in my heart. I work in the studio. I come across a lot of people that are needing prayer, are hurting. And so my team and I, we always take the time to pray for them. And a lot of things that they tell me is like, I don't know how to pray. And I tell them, guys, there's not a right or wrong way. Just pray. And also be thankful. A lot of times we have so many things to be thankful for, right? So this book was put in my heart. There's a lot of scriptures in here that are going to bless you. There's going to be some in marriage. Angels, praying for your children, prosperity, gossip. We got to be careful with that too. So there's a lot of good prayers in here that you could open it. It's small enough to have in your car, in your work office, in your purse. And so whenever you need to pray for yourself or someone, just open it up and say that prayer for that person. Because prayer does change, guys. It does change our lives, okay? So I'm just very thankful because my husband, he's written so many books, but I told him I did too many. And so I'm like, babe, I want to write a book. And he's like, well, write it and I'll help you edit and publish. And that's what he did. So thank you, babe, for doing that, helping me. And so I'm just very proud of this.
Yeah.
I just want to say one last thing, guys. The photo on this book, it was a dream given to me. So this dream, I'm walking in the desert, and when I turn back, there's a man behind me, and that man is God. I don't see his face, but behind him, he had many followers. So if you need to know more about it, guys, thank you for your support, but thank you for coming and supporting us.
Thank you, Ginny. Next up is the great James Riddle. Yes, welcome, James. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm the elder statesman here. I've got several books. I'm gonna kind of give you a little bit of the background on this, and what it's gonna do is gonna help you understand every book that's over there on that table. Back in the 1990s is when I started, and I went through kind of a spiritual crisis, and I with all the charlatanism going on in the church and all kinds of stuff like that. Well, what I decided is I decided I was going to make things personal, and I went through the entire Bible, highlighting everything it says about who we are, what we have, all those promises. And I highlighted them all, and kind of to cement my faith, and then being the person that I am, I decided I'd turn them all into affirmations. All of them into affirmations. And when I went to publish it, I got a whole stack of rejection letters. It had a 100% failure rate. So I self-published, and then next thing you know, Keith Provance from Harrison House Publishers found the book and said, I don't know why we turned you down. He turned it into this. Woo! Yeah! And this, just to give you a little idea, in February of 2006, it was the #1 bestseller in the continent of Australia.
Woo!
And so it turned into a series. We sold over 300,000 copies of it.
Wow.
Then from there, I'm big on transformation, as are all of these guys. Big on transformation. I wrote this book called Power Affirmations from the Wisdom of Today's Success Masters. I have another one called the Power Affirmations for the Wisdom of History's Greatest Minds. And what it is it's quotations. There's 200 different people like Oprah, like Richard Branson, like Usain Bolt, and quotes by them, and it's their wisdom for success. And so what I did is I turned each of those quotes into power affirmations, so you could get that mindset in you. Okay? I also wrote this book, the CKD Guaranteed, and there's a bunch over there, but the CKD Guaranteed is about choice, knowledge, and discipline. Okay, if you make the right choice, and the knowledge is out there, you can get the knowledge, and you have the discipline to get it, you can have anything you want in life.
Woo! Yes.
Okay, and so this is a tiny little book, and it's a very powerful book. I got a couple books, but the last one I'm going to talk about is the Power Affirmations for the Wisdom of King David. This is taken from the Psalms and the Bible. There's another one, the Power Affirmations for Wisdom of Solomon. The thing about these I want you to understand is there's a huge blessing involved with this. This man was, in our day and age, worth personally about $750 billion. Solomon was worth $3 trillion in our day and age. And so, you want that blessing in your life?
Yes. Woo!
Okay, grab them. Okay? That's it.
Thank you, James. Next up, we have Ms. Veronica Verdin.
First, thank you everyone for supporting us, your local authors. I wanted to introduce my book to you guys, which is like the 15 Golden Rules for an Amazing Relationship. This book, it was actually born 3 years ago. After I was like reading a lot of motivational books about relationship and stuff, I started creating my own journal, and I wanted to come up with like the stuff that makes me and my husband to have a successful partnership, to have a successful relationship. So out of my journal, this book came out to the surface, and I wanted to make it simple for you guys to have like a guide that you can actually like go through the steps and the exercise, and you can actually have like an amazing relationship just by following through. I can tell you, like, me and my husband have been together for 2 years. I fall in love with him when I first met him completely, but I can tell you, me and my husband, we do, like, both of us, these principles, and we apply these rules like on a daily basis. And the way that I love him today is like nothing compared to when I first met him. Like, I love him with my soul. I love him with my soul. I love him with my core. And we like both grow together like in daily basis. Like, we're like evolving. I don't like to say like, oh, you have to work on your relationships. When you say work, that means like you have to work on something that you don't want to do. Like, you have to change the way you put into the words. It's like I always say, like, we're evolving together, we're growing together as a person, as a couple. And this book just helped us to grow I cannot even tell you, like, in so many ways. Personal, we have grown so much in our relationship, in our family, just everything just expands. So if you're looking for something quick and easy and have like exercise and just like rules and examples, like my book, like believe me, if you do everything that is on this book for 30 days, your relationship is just gonna blossom, and you guys are just gonna. And I wanted to dedicate this book to my sexy and handsome husband that is right there, which I love. I fucking love you. But thank you for everyone. Thank you for Joe and Arlette and everyone to put this together. I'm so blessed to be here, and I appreciate everyone that is here tonight. Thank you.
He is sexy. Yeah, you got it. He's the sexy beast, right? Next up, we have the amazing Miss Victoria.
Well, they told me I have 15 minutes, right? Guys, thank you so much for being here and supporting. My book, by the way, my name is Victoria Olivia, but my book came to pass. I actually had paid another person to help me write the book. I'm not good with writing, and I'm super blessed and grateful. Thank you, Arlette and Joe, for inviting, Daniel, because you and Mari helped me make this happen. So thank you guys. But yeah, give them a big round, yeah, please. Okay, so I want to tell you a little bit about my book because the lady I was talking to earlier, I got super teary-eyed because my husband and I were talking yesterday and we're buying another house, okay? And it's not our personal home, it's like an investment. And here I am, Victoria, talking about my portfolio and about getting $30,000 from our account, and then we need another 30 to fix it, and all this money, right? And everything's coming up, and I'm like, who am I? Like, this isn't the girl that this book is about, Like, I'm a high school dropout.
Me too.
Amen. I'm a high school dropout that got pregnant at 15, that her aunt... that my aunt would always tell me I was going to do nothing with my life. I was a piece of crap and we all know, right? Nothing. She didn't know any better. I forgive her, not a big deal. But now I look at my life and I'm like, high school dropout, got pregnant at 15, I don't have any type of college education, and here I am standing, letting all of you guys know that if Victoria can do it, so can everybody here. Because we're powerful, we're amazing, we're intelligent. We can actually have anything we want in life. So thank you, Jane, for saying that, because I'm a true believer. Love life, and life will always love you back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Again, my name is Victoria Olivia. I will be over there, so if you guys want to buy my book, you are more than welcome to buy it. This is all the rejection I went through, and it's just going to show you what I did to get to the next level. Is that fair? Thank you for coming.
Thank you. We have Miss Sylvia Sunderman. Help me welcome Sylvia.
How can I go after that?
Right?
That was amazing. I love your story every time I hear it. Hi guys, my name is Sylvia Sunderman. I'm very, very new to everything that we're doing here and everything that they've done. I'm completely new to this. I just opened up my my gym, all women's gym, 6 months ago. So I am learning the process, and my inspiration for that gym was to open up a gym for women, to how this book says, and it's funny because when I saw it, I was like, that's exactly what it is that I tell my women all the time, to find their inner beauty, to find their strength, and not because they don't have it, because somewhere along the way we just forget. We forget because we are mothers and we, get to work and we do the daily living, and we just stay, in that our vision just stays straight. It doesn't, we don't look anymore. We don't look at ourselves. And so in doing all of that, when I heard that Mari was putting this book together, and I got to talk to them and they told me what it was about, I absolutely jumped and said yes. I love what this is about, and if you guys read this book, you'll see 16 different authors in here, including myself, that have gone and faced so many different traumas, so many different obstacles in their life, and they're just working so hard to get to where they need to go, and finding their way through family, through God, through just everything that pushes them to get there, their children. So my chapter is in here, and it's called Getting Through Trauma. And I hope you guys go and take a look at it and talk to me about it if you would like to hear more about it. But I'm very inspired to write this book to help women know that you can get through anything. I am a mother, stepmother, I am a widow, I am an entrepreneur now, and I am so blessed, and I'm so thankful also to Joe and Arlette for putting all this together and now meeting all these beautiful people here, so thank you. My love.
No? Are you sure?
Mari.
Mari. Next up is Miss Mari Gomez. Come here. Come on, share about your book.
All the way from San Antonio.
Hey everyone, my name is Mari Gomez. I am the reason behind this book. 7 years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and my life stopped. And it was a very, very difficult time for our family. We went through the darkest moments of our lives, and when you go through a journey of breast cancer, you lose a sense of your being, your womanhood, and your outer beauty. But in my recovery, I found my inner beauty. Woo! So this book came into play because I wanted to inspire other women that have been through breast cancer, that have been through any type of trauma in their lives, whether it be domestic abuse, physical abuse, or just grief, a loss of a loved one. And so that's how we got this book together. And I didn't want it to be just to focus on me, because my story can only impact someone that's been through what I've been through. And then there's so many other different stories that can be shared, like Sylvia's story and Victoria's story, or anyone else that has come from where you think you're nowhere and you feel like you're at the bottom and you feel like there's no way out. And so these stories are really what this is all about. And through all the trials and tribulations, these women have found their inner beauty. And we hope to help and inspire each and every one of you guys to find your inner beauty regardless of where you're at in life. But Joe and Arlette, thank you so much for allowing us to be here with you guys. Such a huge blessing. And thank you for connecting us with amazing people that we've met here. We're from San Antonio, and the more and the more that we talk to Joe and Arlette and Victoria, we feel like this is like our second home. So, but come check us out. Sylvia has the books at her table. We also have our books at our table. Come take a visit with us. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Mike. I'm gonna take my 2 minutes of fame to applaud each and every one of you, because this is El Paso supporting El Paso. From Marketing Hunters to Miss Crystal Poppin to Virtuoso Productions to each and every person that's out here, El Paso loving on El Paso. And that is exactly what it should be. So I thank each and every one of you again. I mean, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for coming out here. Thank you for putting up with this. I mean, I'm here supporting and endorsing Gentleman's Boutique right here with the Phillies attire. Martin Berry right here with the bow tie. Right? So let's help each and every one of us grow and just overcome and succeed and reach those levels that we all want, right? So thank you again.
Woo! Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is someone that has came into my life and has literally changed my life. I met him at the Moment Conference that was hosted by none other than Mr. Ruben Alvarez and the Marketing Hunters back there. I connected with this man. I got there early, as I always do to every event, and I bought his book, took the picture with him, said hi, chit chat, whatever. And then at the end of the event, as everybody's leaving, I walk out one set of doors, and him and Mari walk out another set of doors, and I'm like, hey, Daniel, safe travels, thank you for coming, thank you for the message, thank you for everything. And he says bye, but then he stops. puts his briefcase down. He comes over and he puts his hand around me. He says, "Let me pray for you." And he prayed, and he said things that he did not know. I mean, he barely met me. He didn't know me from Adam. And so I was in awe of what he was praying for, because it was as if he already knew me. And ever since then, it's just been a beautiful relationship where he's helped me grow, got out of my shell. And so please help me welcome Mr. Daniel Gomez.
El Paso, how we doing? El Paso, how we doing? Let's give a big round of applause to Joe and Arlene. Let's give a round of applause. Thank you. If you're having a good time, say that's me. That's me. If you're having a good time, say that's me. That's me. I want you to imagine being 18 years old. You have the car. You have the friends. You're kind of popular. And then one day you pull the trigger. You pull the trigger and you try to kill yourself. That's me. You pull the trigger, you're not drunk, you're not stoned, you're not high, you just never dealt with the things in your life because no one ever taught you how to do that. You see, I lost my mom at 10 years old. I remember being a kid, waiting by the elevator, week after week, month after month. And at the young age of 17, I saw breast cancer take my mom. We moved, never had a home. We moved every year, every 2 years. But we never deal with stuff, right? We never deal with stuff. And we suppress it, right? Everybody say, I push it.
I push it.
Under the rug.
Under the rug.
I push it.
I push it.
Under the rug.
Under the rug.
We take a drink because it suppresses us, right? We cope. And I always wondered why I lived, right? Think about this. Everybody say 4 hours.
4 hours.
If you're in the medical field, what are the odds of you getting shot and you making it 4 hours before you get to the hospital and you're alive? What are the odds? And then you find out that you're NPO for 90 days. Nothing to eat, nothing to drink. You wake up one day at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're so thirsty because your lips are so cracked. You're so dehydrated because you're just being fed through a G-tube. As I go walking down the hospital hallway, I see this oasis. It's a water fountain. Remember, I'm NPO, which means I can't drink anything. I'm not supposed to eat anything. I take a big gulp of water. Next thing you know, I wake up. I'm in ICU. I almost died again. Get out of the hospital. I have a huge scar from the top of my chest to the bottom of my abdominal. And I look in the mirror and I'm like, why am I alive? Now I feel like a dumbass. Now I start drinking even more. I start coping even more. And I wonder, why am I like, God, why am I alive, God? Why? Why am I alive? Why is Daniel Gomez alive? Why did you keep me alive? Now I feel like a dummy. Now I look in the mirror. Now I look at this ugly scar. Now it's like, what is it? Then one day I finally hear a whisper. And it says, stop looking at your scar as a scar of shame. And look at your scar as a scar of grace. I want you to look at yourself right now. And I want you to realize that the scars that you have internally externally, that they're scars of God's grace. And sometimes in life, we go through something and we don't realize, why am I going through this? Because it doesn't make any sense. But then you fast forward 5 years later, 10 years later, and that's the stuff you write about. Say this with me. Say, I have $1 million story.
Have $1 million story.
I have $1 million story.
Have $1 million story.
Look at the person next to you and say, you have $1 million story.
You have $1 million story.
You see, because when God told me to write this book, The Makings of a Millionaire Mind, I didn't want to write it. I didn't want to write it. So you know why I didn't want to write it? Because I didn't want to hear all the BS from the people around me judging me. I didn't want to hear Norma saying, oh, te crees mucho, estás hablando de dinero. ¿Qué te crees? But how many of us in this room right now, we stop ourselves from the dream that God gives us because we care about what He said, what she said, what they said. Stop caring about what they said. Stop caring about Mark, what they said. Because they don't know the dream in your heart. Say mi sueño. Mi sueño. Es para mí. Your dream is for you. Your dream isn't for anybody else. Your dream is for you. And I'll never forget the day, Victoria, when I was there and I stopped writing the book because I was like, man, right? Imposter syndrome, all these things were going on. And I had already had some success. And then Marty says, God says you need to finish your book. All right, I'll get around to it. And then Ruben, she says one day, a month later, she told me this, Ruben. She says, God's not asking you. He's telling you finish the book, Daniel. Hesitantly, against wanting to write it, I said, if this is of you, then you write the book. Use me. What is it? I don't know what I need to write. And guess what? The download came. How many of us get the download, but we ignore it? How many of us get the download? Say this with me. I must accept the upgrade. We upgrade our phones every single month, and we don't upgrade ourselves.
Right.
We upgrade our TVs, our homes, but we don't upgrade us. I accepted the upgrade. Because of the upgrade, the book became a program. The program became merchandise. The merchandise led me to El Paso.
Chuco.
And then it led to other events. But how many of us have that download and we ignore it, Mark? Because this is a problem, right? We believe it for everybody else, but we don't believe it for ourselves.
Come on.
We believe it for everybody else, but we don't believe it for ourselves. And then, this is the truth, because this was me. We know all the stats about the Cowboys. We know all the stats about the UTEP Miners, but we don't even know our stats. Right? We know all the scoring stats. We can tell you how many points LeBron James scored. But what about you? What's your score? What's your score? Think about that. When I finally took accountability for myself, what's Daniel's score? I said, man, I'm failing as a husband. I'm failing as a father. I'm failing in so many areas. And then breast cancer comes into our lives, and I had a choice. Was I going to man up and take care of my wife? Or was I going to hire somebody else to take care of her? And I decided to man up. But the thing is this. You're going to fail. You're going to make mistakes. By no means am I standing up here saying that I've been perfect with everything in life that I've done. But I will tell you something. If you take anything from everything that I said right now, and I love what my brother James said, right? He said, look, King David understood the mercy of God. Amen. Some of us are so religious that we don't even understand the grace. Amen. We don't understand the mercy at any level. Yes.
Come on.
And the fact that you're judging other people instead of looking in the mirror and saying, man, help me to understand what they're going through. And the moment I really change the perspective and say, right, Daniel, help people. Because the truth is this, nobody ever arrives. And when we think we arrive, God has a funny way of coming in and shaking up the eagle's nest, does he not?
Yes.
And then he throws the eggs out of there. And I tell you this because me and my wife have had a long journey. Like, we've almost separated, we fought, and I'm not scared to say that because I have nothing to hide.
Amen.
But I'm man enough to own my mistakes. I'm man enough to tell you that, guess what? You can bounce back from anything.
That's right.
If a bullet didn't take my life, if other circumstances didn't take my life, don't allow it to do that to you either. Because the makings of a millionaire mind, it definitely talks about money, but one thing that I realize more that stops men and women more than anything else is these three things that I write about. Is shame, guilt, and regret. And the biggest one out of all these things that stops a man and a woman from being your successful entrepreneur, the author, that you don't believe that your story can make a difference, is unforgiveness. And the person most likely we have to forgive, guess who it is, Victoria? Ourselves. Yourselves. I've cried to myself over and over to forgive myself. And understand this, God's already forgiven you. That doesn't give us the right to go and make mistakes purposely, but you're going to make mistakes sooner or later. And I realized, man, Daniel, sometimes you're a different person when you drink. And I heard the truth the other day, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it. They told me, you know what they told me?
What?
They said, you really want your business to grow, Daniel? I was like, yeah. So they prayed over me, and they said, Daniel, give alcohol up for 6 months. I've been sober for 6 weeks. And I'm happy for myself, right? I'm celebrating myself. Because of this, right? Because I was my own problem. I was not wanting to change that part of my life. What part of your life are you not wanting to change? What part of your life is keeping you from realizing that there's another level of life inside of you if you only realized how special you were? Say this with me. Say, my story, matters. My story, matters. I have $1 million story inside of me. I may be the only chapter anybody ever reads. Think about that. Don't let the fact of what they say keep you from doing what God is saying to do in your life. If God is putting that idea in your heart to write a book, to tell your story, write it. And I think of the amazing authors, you know, I came here because I love Victoria, I love Edgar, I love Joe, Sylvia, we love her. These are our authors. John Chavez in the back. Where's John at? Mark Murray, another one of our authors. Like, we got people, like, I've learned this. Daniel, don't be so selfish. So think about you and the difference you can make. And I'm going to end with this. If God can take stinky old mold, and turn mold into penicillin that's good for your body, what can God not do in your life?
Let's go.
If you allow him to?
Let's go.
My name is Daniel Gomez Inspires. I'd love to meet with you. Come to our table just to say hello. We have some books. We have some, who's enjoyed themselves? Raise your hand. Jenny, come get a shirt. You get a free banana shirt. Come on, this is your shirt. You raise your hand, yeah. You raise your hand first. Sure.
Guys, I'm also a breast cancer survivor. So I feel like God is putting all of us connecting with Joe Arlette. He's putting all of us here for a reason. And when I heard his story about his wife, I was like, wow. My husband and you guys, I just want to say, you guys are true men, because a lot of women that are going through breast cancer, their loved ones leave them, they abandon them, and you guys stepped up and you were there for your wife and you were there for Lupe. So I just want to say thank you for that. And one more last thing, guys. When you look at a human being, don't judge and look at them and say, I wonder what's your story? What's your story? Because we all have a story to tell. Amen.
Amen. El Paso, thank you for your kindness, El Paso. Here you go, Joe.
Thank you, brother. Hey, you said it, Charles. You said it. But everybody, man, mindset, right? Affirmations. Everybody, we're all on the same path, man. But once again, thank you, everybody, for coming. Let's continue to, network. Let's, interact, visit with all these great people. We have some other authors back there. Another authors mixer in the future in 2025. And we'll continue to grow and collaborate and build each other up. So again, God bless you guys and thank you.
Everybody, we just finished up our first authors mixers here at the Oak Antler here in downtown El Paso. Amazing event. We were graced by the presence of my awesome coach, Mr. Daniel Gomez.
Man, over 100 people showed up from all over El Paso, the suburbs. I flew in from San Antonio. I'll tell you what, don't miss the next one. Powerful stories by the authors that Joe put together. Powerful stories. You talk about stories that had people in tears. It's more than just a story. It's a life changer. What's a life you need to change? Get with Joe. Let him help you change your life, whether it's through his coaching or through maybe you writing a book. Whatever it may be, you need to be at the next mixer. You know why? Because your miracle is waiting for you at Joe's mixer next time.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. You have a story too. See you at the next one. God bless. Amazing event. We just heard from all of the authors. What would you like to say? What would you like to tell everybody?
I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you for supporting. I truly appreciate your time. Thank you for your support. I really hope to see you next time.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. And yes, like she said, this is going to be something that's going to be in the works for 2025. Look out for it. And if you know of any other authors out here, let's support each other. Let's build upon each other. Let's collaborate and let's help one another. All right. God bless you.
Thank you.